you guys ready for the next comedian coming to the stage? Come on, are you ready? Well, this next comedian coming to the stage comes to us from the city that never sleeps of Selkirk, New York. Please give a warm welcome to Mike Cardone. Wow, thank you for that introduction. It never sleeps because there's so many damn trains, Conrails everywhere in Selkirk. But recently I turned 40, and when I did, it's like I hit a brick wall. I noticed my body started going through a lot of changes. Things started to get softer, started to get bigger, started to droop and look old. So I found a way to combat that. I started jerking off with anti-aging creams. Yeah, you laugh, but I got the balls of an 18-year-old. And I'm not a freak though, I'm not. I didn't start out using it that way. One day I thought I'd just apply it and see what happened. Now I'm stealing from friends and family members just to get my next tube. But I know the economy's supposedly getting better, that's what we keep being told. I know a lot of people in this room probably don't see it yet. You got a lot of college graduates living in their parents' garages. You have people selling their homes, kind of downsizing. And there's different ways to cope with that. Some turn to drugs. A lot of people in this room I think are turning to alcohol, which I suggest. They have some drink specials, check with them. But not me. I like to get balls deep in a bag of Doritos. It works for me. It brings me comfort. But it's not for everybody. But my wife on the other hand, she's all about chocolate. It's all about that. She said that chocolate's a great substitute for sex. I tried it, and I found it to be sticky and cleanup was a bitch. But when she has a really good piece of chocolate, she starts to moan and groan and her eyes kind of glaze over. And she almost has an orgasm. Now as a guy, I could get intimidated by that or maybe a little offended, but I don't. I take a primo piece of chocolate to bed with us, and I give it to her. She starts moaning, I start going to work, and for once we both have a chance of finishing. First I just give her a little taste, and she's like, that's good. I'm like, it is good. Then she's like, I want more. I'm like, I know you do. Then right as I'm about to finish, I start shoving the candy. I'm like, and she's like, it's too much, it's too much. I'm like, I know. I think I've shared too much. I think I'm gonna be in trouble on the car ride home. But ladies, I apologize for this one, but it's gotta be said. Retro's in, I get that. People go to all the thrift stores, they're trying to get all that retro clothing. But really, let's not be retro when it comes to feminine grooming. Don't do it. Seriously, nobody wants it to look like Jimi Hendrix is in a leg lock. And I know what you're gonna say. You need to clean it bare. And I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna but it makes me look like an underage girl. And you're not an underage girl. It's okay to pretend. I've had my pants off numerous times and been told I look like an underage boy. And I'm okay with that. But I do manscape. And I manscape for the same reason that people do bonsai. Because I want to take something that could be deemed small, frail, and possibly unimpressive and turn it into something big, bold, and magical. And it's also the only way I found out I could get out all the nacho cheese. Sad but true. Sad but true. But because of my age and because I'm, a tad overweight, my doctor wants to see me now. Every 3 months I go back. And every 3 months I go back and he's like, your energy's up, your blood pressure's not that bad, we got things under control, but you're not losing the weight. And he wants to see me lose weight. So the last time I was there, a couple weeks ago, he pulls me aside, he's like, I got a secret for you. He goes, you need to eat less and exercise more. And I was like, holy shit! This whole time I've been exercising less and I've been eating more. No wonder why it's not working for me. It was like a veil was taken from my eyes. Now I can see and the path to success was laid before me. And all I have to do is take the steps. I can't believe this guy doesn't have a book deal. But, and a friend of mine, he goes man, you used to work out. He goes, the muscle has memory. He says, you should go on The Biggest Loser. If you went on The Biggest Loser, you could win that shit. And I got really pissed off. I'm like, I'm not big enough to go on The Biggest Loser. He said, who are you kidding? You're one tic-tac away from holy shit. Yeah, that always gets a laugh. Thanks. Apparently you people agree with him. And you know what sucks? I can never eat just one tic-tac. I'm like, eat the whole container. But I've tried different things. You know, I love McDonald's. I do. I love it. It doesn't make me feel sick. Some people complain. I love it. It's like, that's when I'm at my best. So when I'm eating McDonald's. I used to pound double cheeseburgers, but not anymore. I've stopped. I've disciplined myself. I've switched to McDoubles. They have one less slice of cheese per burger. So in the course of a day, that's like 8 to 10 less slices of cheese a day. I should be able to see my abs in no time. I think I'm going to be looking good come swimsuit weather. I also tried using the Wii Fit to get in shape. Anybody here ever use the Wii Fit? Yeah, I know it's a little outdated, but I have one, so I use it. First time I got on that thing, I'm waiting for it to weigh me up and do my body mass index, and this little cartoon guy comes out, and he's got a shovel, and he starts digging. He's like, he finished digging, he looks right at me and says, I just dug your grave. Looks like you got 1 foot in it. Then he said, tell your wife I haven't seen her on here lately. And it looks to me like the only one in your house hitting their goals is Ben and Jerry's stockholders. And if that's not bad enough, he comes on the screen doing one-handed naked push-ups over a cartoon version of my wife saying, this is how a man with stamina takes to that ass. I don't eat no chocolate, bitch. Yeah, I don't use that anymore. Guys, anybody here, you can tell me after the show, I'm not going to have a one-on-one, but anybody here ever named their junk? I'm pretty sure some of you have. I named mine the Destroyer, but not for the reason you think. It's because anytime anyone's ever seen it, it's destroyed my self-esteem. But I did hear my wife on the phone talking to one of her friends, and she was talking about my Destroyer, and she used the word huge. Of course, the next word was disappointment. But I like to focus on the positive. I think it keeps a marriage strong. It does. And then she goes, no, relax, relax. She was having sex with you as like a thrill ride at an amusement park. I'm like, wow, that sounds good. It wasn't. She went on to explain that it was over faster than she thought it would be, and afterwards she felt nauseous. So I got sick of this shit. I'm like, nah. So I got some Viagra from my doctor. I'm like, Doc, I gotta have something. So I bring the Viagra home. I figure she's gonna be excited because now I'm gonna be able to bring the hammer. And she's like, Viagra? What'd you get Viagra for? You don't have trouble getting it up. Your problem is you have a hair trigger. I was like, why would you say that to me? Jesus Christ, is everything about you oversensitive? So I went to my doctor and I was like, look we gotta get to the bottom of this. And he suggested that I go to a support group for premature ejaculators. Oh yeah, they have them. So I went to one meeting, just one. I don't think I'm ever gonna go back again. It's not for me. I got there a little late, just a little late. It was no big deal. The whole meeting, like, I came early. I'm like, screw you guys, I don't need this shit. Is that how you welcome me in a meeting? I don't think so. But, and then I wanted to do something a little different, so I went out and I got some Rogaine. It wasn't for my head. I mean, I'm thinning a little bit, but I still have hair. I wanted to see if I could grow some chest hair. I want to see if I could have options. I want to go Tom Selleck on that ass. But I brought it home and my wife didn't see my vision. She's like, I'm tired of all the wasting and spending of money that you do. I said, what are you talking about? You went out and bought that breast enhancement and growth cream. Apparently we got the bottles mixed up because I'm growing a hell of a set of tits. When she takes her shirt off, she looks like she's fucking part Wookiee. Now, we've been married for 15 years next month. We have 3 kids. And when you have kids, I know a lot of people are going to be able to relate to this. When you have kids, your sex life, it's not over, but it's definitely limping. I mean, let's be honest. Every night we're like, oh, well, when the kids fall asleep, then, maybe we'll do a little something. We plan it all day. We're texting each other back and forth. It never happens because the kids don't ever go to sleep. I get up, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm peeking in, they get the Game Boy, he's playing on it. I can't outlast them. I can't. They're up. And it's a really awkward moment when your kids find your sex toys. Oh yeah, it happened. My 5-year-old's coming down the hallway and he's got one of my wife's vibrators and it's flopping side to side and he's coming down the hallway. He can't even hold it upright. And he's like, hey Daddy, what is this? And I honestly didn't know what to say. But we've been doing construction at the house, so I grabbed it away from him, I wrapped a piece of sandpaper around it, taped it up, and I said, it's a stander. And I started going, He says, it's a sander? I'm like, yeah, it's for those hard-to-reach places. I think I prepared him for life. I really do. Father of the Year. But he was really awkward with it, though. He kind of like reminded me of the first time that Luke Skywalker tried to handle his lightsaber. But as a father of a son, it's not like I want him to be good with it. But my wife, on the other hand, is a Jedi Master. The Force is strong with that one. Now my youngest boy, he wanted to have a clown for his birthday party. Now, I don't know about anybody here, but I don't like clowns. I don't. I question their motives. They kind of give me the creeps. They freak me out. But it was his birthday. It wasn't mine. So I'm like, all right, let me make a phone call. So I call this clown, and he's like, hello, my name is Pee-Pee Toucher, the clown. I was like, did you just say Pee-Pee Toucher? He's like, no, it's French, it's Pee-Pee Toucher. I was like, look, man, there is no way that I'm hiring a guy named Pee-Pee Toucher for my son's birthday. However, my birthday's coming up, so I may have some work for you after all. I'm Mike Cardone, that's my time. Thank you very much.